Hello folks, and boy have we got one for you today. This is the latest and greatest financial ruin on wheels, for me anyways. Picked up this mower today for $200. Now that would be a pretty bad deal, except for the fact that it was a package deal. So we get this mower, another mower pretty similar to this, except it's missing the deck, the other one, and a trailer that these can pull, a little trailer. So I think it's a pretty decent deal considering all that. Now granted, these do not run at the moment, but they said they did run, and the main issue is just the batteries are no good in either of them because they've been sitting for a couple years or something. But this is the one we got. I can only bring one back at a time because, as you know, my little Toyota pickup isn't about to haul more than that, and getting them in the bed is a little bit tricky, but it worked out pretty good with the ramps. Had some ramps actually, just wooden planks, but it worked out pretty good. Not as heavy as you might think, but anyways, what we have under the hood is a 12.5 horsepower Briggs & Stratton IC engine, and yeah, I don't know much about it. The oil, we checked it. It won't read accurate now because we've been pushing it around and rolling it off the truck and everything, but it was good on this one. Actually, that's about where it was showing. It's a little low, maybe. Now this one does have a concerning looking oil leak situation. If you look under here, you can see the pulley coming off the crankshaft is covered in oil, and all up here it's covered in oil, and so it's probably leaking. So it looks like they have the fuel turned off. Hopefully we can get these running. The other one I'll get tomorrow. I'll pick up tomorrow, hopefully. So right now we have a little battery, and we tried to run it off that little battery, but to start it, that is. But the Bendix wasn't kicking in. It was just spinning. It was just the starter motor was just spinning and not doing anything. So we got to figure out what that's about. So we're going to take off this little cover here and see what's going on under there. So we'll have Anthony do that, and while he's doing that, we'll take off the air filter. Sorry, the camera footage is going to be kind of low quality. My phone's dead, so I'm using this old camera that I used for many years, so you'll get a little bit of nostalgia. Air filter's good, and for once they didn't steal the air filter off of it. Some oil and junk on it, but not bad, not bad. Okay.
This needs to come back. It's raining on it, but like spring there, and that needs to come up, I guess.
So basically, this is your mechanism of some sort. I don't know how this is supposed to look, but basically when this thing spins, this guy here is supposed to come up into the flywheel teeth. Sorry, I'm not showing it again.
Just that, and we would have had it possibly running.
So why wasn't it doing that though when we tried to crank it over? I don't know. So let's leave it like that and hook up the battery again. So this battery is supposedly shot, and I believe it. We might pop it on the charger for kicks and giggles though. It's actually not that heavy. It's a big battery, so you'd think it'd be really heavy, but it's maybe 10 pounds. It's really not that bad. Maybe that's because it's dead. Like it doesn't have any liquid in it or something. Well, anyways. So we'll drop in our battery. Well, folks, I think I just realized why I was not engaging the Bendix. When I was there testing it at their property, I hooked the battery up backwards. I know, isn't that stupid? I hooked the negative. Hopefully that didn't damage anything, but it turned the motor backwards, so it didn't. That's why I didn't engage the Bendix. We might have been able to crank it over there if I didn't make that dumb mistake.
Oh, that's not good.
It probably didn't damage anything. Hopefully not. Well, anyways, we'll get it hooked up now the correct way. I know it's a tiny battery, but this is actually the one we used in the mini quad. The mini quad has nearly deceased. You'll see it one more time on this channel probably, and that'll be Smokefest, and then we're going to blow it up. Oh, whoops, I just spoiled it. Anyways. Why is it at such an awful angle? There we go. It's ghetto, but this is just for a test. Just for a test run. That's all. Well, let's see if it's got any amp draw this time. No, before it was arcing. Now it's not really arcing. So that's good. Isn't that so stupid though? I tried to hook it up backwards. It's because this battery has really small indications on it of positive and negative.
No. They're on the side, they're big.
Oh, well, I was looking at the top.
Huh.
Alright, well, we got it good now. Alright, so let's see if that starter motor is going to do its thing. I don't know if you need to hit the clutch or not. Neutral. Yep, you do. Yeah, the battery's good, folks. Alright, we're going to be able to start it if there's any starting going on. That's going to happen. So let's open that fuel valve. Let's open that fuel valve. And now, let the carburetor fill. Now the carburetor's very good chance it's clogged because it's been sitting for, they said, some years. But maybe it'll fire right up. We don't know. We didn't give it a compression test. So we'll put you over here on the exhaust side. The interesting side here. So there's choke down here, I think. It doesn't say for some reason. I actually don't even know. Maybe that's choke up there. I think they were telling me wrong information. Yeah, that's choke right there. It's all the way up. Now, is this the blade engage? Okay, yeah, that's blade disengage. Alright, here we go. I was feeling bad about paying $200 for it. It fired right up. Let's go. It's got some noise to it. I wonder if someone drilled out the muffler. Wait. Let's put the air filter cover back on. Plug the air compressor in and fire it up. That's awesome, folks. It started right up. Like, I took the diesel engine off and put the electric motor back on. Why? Because it's just more convenient for the shop. It's quieter, easier to start. It's all reversible, so I can interchange it pretty easily. But this is just a lot better of a system for in the shop use. So this is how we have it configured right now.
And then turn it on.
Yep. Quite a bit quieter.
A lot.
And it automatically shuts off and on as you need. Goes up to 120 psi, which is kind of scary. Hopefully these tires will hold air. They look pretty good, so I think they will. It's got a trailer hitch. And of course I said that there's a trailer that comes with this, so that's pretty awesome. Sprayed oil everywhere when it started because there's oil all over that pulley. Can't hear if it's going in or not. Like extremely slowly. Here, crank up that regulator while I have it on here. Alright, they have enough air. I don't know what kind of... The tires are pretty hard and a little bit cracked, so don't want to go too crazy with it. First thing we'll have to do is disable this safety seat switch, because you got to be able to get off it and still have it run. What if you need to pick something up? Alright, so we're neutral, play is disengaged. Right.
Give it a little more throttle.
clutch without using the brake. Then you have to stop it when you need to change gears. Oh yeah. Foot's all the way extended to push the clutch in. It's not too slow. Is that max gear? Put her in max gear. Burnout there. Uh-oh. I think we might be running out of gas. No, not in the mud. Oh yeah, there we go. That's a little burnout. We could always put a different pulley on it and make it go like 20 miles an hour.
Great.
Okay.
It's so wet now. I think we're getting low on fuel.
Yeah, I heard it sputter a little bit. Alright folks, well, the next clip you'll see will probably be tomorrow when we have the other one.
Can't wait to get the trailer.
Yeah, the trailer, that'll be fun. Alright, so it's the next day, and we indeed got our next mower. So this one was of course included in the deal, and it's definitely in worse condition. I think these are 07 year mowers because on both of them, they both have the same model engine. This one is the overhead valve version, it's newer design, but they both, the end of the model number says 07 on this one, and the other one also says 07, so that leads me to believe it's probably 2007. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what it is. And so we'll see here if this one will do anything for us. The current battery, see if it'll even bump over with the current battery. Hang on. Neutral. Yeah, as long as that thing's neutral, it should be fine. Yeah, it's like completely dead. Alright. Alright, well let's put in our little battery and see if this thing's gonna run. So you can see here that that's cracked around that mounting bolt, so that's all kind of floppy. Right here it's cracked. The other side doesn't appear to be cracked, but it appears to be cut or something, because there's no way that's factory. because that's a place where a crack will start out really easily. We can always, if I had jumper cables, I could jump it with my truck, but we do not. Yeah, this one's pretty light too. So I think we got 2 junk batteries here, which I expected. Alright, and in with the wee little battery. Alright, we got the battery hooked up in there the correct way. Did we check if it does have any gas in it? Well, I guess we can see if it cranks over first. Oh yeah, how's the oil as well? It's a little low, but it's good enough to try. It's not really low. All right. I'm not getting anything.
You have the caution and...
Yeah. Yeah. It tried to bump over at their house a little bit. Okay, so I think we figured out what it is. So it's a weird design where the blade height thingy is also the on and off switch for the blade. So we had it in the blade on position, so that was probably preventing it from starting. So wait a minute, let me. So it probably ought to try now.
It doesn't need to be all the way out.
Well, that's probably choke. That flywheel is really bad. The teeth on it.
Not sound good.
Yeah, it's because the teeth on the flywheel are all messed up for some reason. It may not have, it has no gas in it?
Yeah.
Alright, well, we'll put some gas. Yeah, that flywheel, dude, is messed up. The teeth are all chewed up on it.
Don't need too much.
Yeah, because it might not. No, it's leaking. Hang on. It's definitely leaking. There's a hole in this thing. Yeah, it's pretty bad. You can see it spurting out right there on that fitting. Not yet. Hang on. Okay. Here, let me hit it with some ether. Here, hit it again. Yeah, ethered out.
Yeah.
I set everything all on top of it, which isn't very smart. Well, yeah, so it's leaking the fuel everywhere. So the carb probably needs to be messed with on this. You can see how bad that leak is. It's really bad. So we'll pull the carb off of it and see what's going on. Well, there's supposed to be a nut, something holding that one on, but nope. The crankcase vent hose on here. There we go. Okay, there we go. So there's this little solenoid type thing that shuts off the fuel. I'm wondering if that could be the issue as well. But also this one I think was just sitting for a while, so. Well, that's the whole stud. I think you do have to pull out the whole stud to take the carb off. That's craziness. Yeah, you have to pull the whole stud out for some reason to get the carburetor off. Very strange design. There we go. Still made a mess, but we caught most of it. Throttle was slightly gummed up, but it's moving now just fine. That wasn't too tight. So basically, this thing just needs to be working correctly. We can actually see if that one is working correctly by plugging it in and then turning the key on and seeing if it moves at all. All right, so watch for that little guy to move in, I believe. Well, that could be a problem. It's not moving at all. All right, well, let's tear the carburetor down and see how it looks. Not too bad. Not too bad. Not the cleanest ever, but, well, in the main jet, it's a little bit corroded. Do a little bit of cleaning in here. Just knocking any loose junk out. So we'll pull out the main jet here. Ooh, okay. Let's look towards the sky. The main jet, you can see through it. If it'll focus on it here. But you can see it's partially obstructed a little bit. There is some junk in there. Alright, we got that gunk out. So now we'll spray this thing out with carburetor cleaner. Yeah, we'll get the air compressor going here. Alright. Alright, so here's the emulsion tube. And you can see there's definitely some junk in there. There was some of our junk. And then you want to make sure all these little other holes are also clear. That's pretty much all the ports blown out. Alright. Well, anyways, it is very nice and clean. Even if some things are a little stained, they're all clear at least. So we'll put the emulsion tube. Is that focused? Make sure you can tap the screen where my hands are to make sure it's focused and right and everything. Yeah, there was definitely some garbage in the carburetor. So it's possible that that was causing the issues. I'm going to clean up this solenoid because this got also some junk on it. Okay. The gasket's still good that was on here, so we should just be able to put our carburetor back on. Alright, so let's figure out what's going on with this fitting here that's all messed up and leaking. Alright, I'm gonna get this guy out of here. Okay, so we got this this fitting here that was all cracked and damaged, and I hot glued the cracks up. I know it's ghetto, but this piece really needs to be replaced, but just for testing purposes to see if this thing's gonna actually start. That should hold a little bit for a little while anyways. Spilled over everything. Oh, it's not leaking so far. No, it's leaking a little bit. It's just slower. It's terrible it doesn't have a fuel shut off. think we're having problems with that solenoid. Uh-oh. Well, yeah, that fuels solenoid, shut-off solenoid is our issue. It's just not opening. So, we're going to disable it here. So first, yeah, a bit of a mess. Not too terrible though. See, this solenoid just isn't doing anything. Well, that's one way to take care of it, just grind off the tip. So basically this thing just shuts off the fuel, but it's not really necessary. It'll run without it, and it's broken anyways, so I'd have to buy a new one anyways, so might as well just ruin it. We can hook this up, but it's not doing anything at this point. See, it's pouring all down the backside. That's the problem with this container. It's no good for pouring because it just pours all off the back. So now everything's soaking in gas, but it already was. That proves my theory was correct. So yeah, it was that shutoff solenoid that wasn't working correctly. Alright, well, it runs. So it sounded like it ran pretty good. It sputtered a little bit and then cut out on its own, so I don't know about that. Might have been running out of fuel or something. Now, I did not see where the thing for this went. I think it went flying somewhere. Alright, we'll see if I can get it to start again and then maybe drive it out of here. Because it can't be sitting in here tonight, not with that leak. Besides, it's probably been sitting outside in the rain its whole life anyways. That thing is so fast. It's ridiculous. Look at this. I think it's running out of gas because it's sputtering, and I have barely put any in it. Dude, this thing is, why is it so fast? I don't even have it in the highest gear. It's craziness. It's kind of interesting. See if I can get more gas in it here. Yeah, it is. It is extremely fast. It's craziness. Okay, let's try this again. It's kind of weird. It's a combination of like a hydrostatic and a manual, because you have a gear selector here, and then you have forward and reverse, and then the clutch, the further you let it out, the more gear it gives it, I guess. I don't know. It like engages and more the further you let the clutch out or something. But it doesn't feel like it's just slipping when you partially let out. It feels like it's in a lower gear. So I don't know. It's really interesting. It's fast though. This thing flies around a lot faster than the other one. Tomorrow maybe we can do some more work on these. Alright, so it's the next day. I'm back from work. Sorry I don't have much time to make these videos because I'm working now during the week, working in the afternoons and doing school in the morning, so I end up not having much time to make YouTube videos. But I still try to give you little bits of content here and there. This is a nice long video, so yeah. But anyways, we got this. This is the better of the two mowers. This is the one that we'll be using actually. The other one's basically just will be parted out. But I'm gonna give this engine a compression test because I know it's plenty good enough to run, but I suspect I might be a little bit low. Not bad. Not bad. Maybe a hair rich, but I'll tear down the carburetor off camera. It's probably fine, but just to make sure everything's looking good in there. Sorry about the wind. It is a windy day today. I like this quick connect thing. Makes it easy. I don't know if I can arrange it so you'll be able to see it or not. It's gonna fall if I put it up there. We'll just put it down here. So for this, you want to put the throttle wide open, I think. Yeah, you want to put the throttle wide open. And then just crank away. Okay. So we got like 60, like 70-ish, 75 maybe PSI. If so, you shouldn't even be running on that. That's terrible. But that might be due to the compression release. I think this engine has an auto compression release on the cam, so that could be screwing up our results. But I would think the starter would turn it over fast enough to disengage that. So I really don't know. Maybe it just has that terrible of compression. I'd be curious to test the other engine and see if it has better or worse compression. But yeah, this engine might be on its way out, because I do smell a little smoke when we run it. I smell a little smoke in the exhaust, a little oil burnt smell. So we were talking about what we're gonna do, and I love the speed of that other mower. It's hilarious. But it's just not worth it, and we can't swap transmissions because that's a completely different style. So what we're probably going to do is just use this one, the transmission it has, and just put a different pulley on a little bit. Nothing crazy, but just get a little more speed out of it. So 6th gear, you're not going like a snail's pace. It's not too bad as is, but just make it go a little faster, but still make it usable. So 1st gear is like not too fast for mowing or anything. But yeah, we can do that fairly easily with changing the pulley size on either the front or the rear. Smaller pulley on the back or larger on the crankshaft. So yeah, you'll probably see definitely more videos on this mower, I'm sure. This one over here, we have it parked. I don't know if you'll see videos on this one. Maybe you'll see it occasionally getting parts robbed off of it, but... Oh yeah, before I sign off this video, let me just give you a little demonstration of the trailer. The trailer getting pulled by this. We won't pull that. It's kind of terrifying. So that's pretty much max speed, I think, in 6th gear. So it's not that fast, but it's not super slow either. But the other one is like twice as fast.
I know, this might only go like 10 miles an hour. I just want to get this back and see how fast the other one goes.
Alright folks, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.